council and the summit and this, and we just went through our.
We went through about 15 minutes of talking, and then we realized it wasn't recording.
So this is
shout out technology.
Shout out Mac. Shout out MacBook. I won't suggest where I work, but yeah. Shout out MacBook.
Yes.
I did press record. I know I did.
I saw you do it. But again, my name is Luke. I am from Africa. And then we have Tesfaye.
So this is
who is from Valhalla.
Yeah, this is SCC. Here's some of the council. It's your boy Tesfaye Dagne, and your other boy right here, Luke Haynes, down in the VA area here, Mid-Atlantic. God bless America. Please vote. That's all I have to say. Yeah. Please vote for the right person, which is
not the right.
Yeah.
At all. Satan.
So today's topic: TV shows. For the second time today. And so the big show that we were talking about that caught our interest this time around has to be Westworld. HBO, like we were saying, home box office, truly a treasure, national treasure.
They have really upped their game with TV shows.
In the past, I would say everything after Sopranos, like everything after like the end of Sopranos.
But you have to think about all the shows that they've had. It's just hit after hit after hit after hit. I mean, they have some duds, but
there's some shows crazy. in the catalog, like The Wire, that is considered the best drama show ever, and it's just beautiful. And Lauren was talking about The Night Of. You heard about The Night Of?
I've heard of it. I've not watched it.
She said it's flawless.
Okay.
HBO.
Another one.
Oh yeah, exactly. If only TBS had that.
Right.
It's a broadcast station, please.
But yeah, so Westworld, first episode, very long, but introduces us to a world where rich people can go to this park, which is set in the Wild West, and live out their fantasies in a Wild West scenario.
Any type of fantasy, dark fantasy.
Bang hookers, whatever you want to do.
Be a hero.
Even kill bad robbers and rapists or whatever. Mm-hmm. But everyone who lives in this little town, which is a park, is a host, which is an android. And Evan Rachel Wood is the main android, I would say.
She's the oldest.
Shout out across the universe. Mm-hmm. But she is amazing. She does the part perfectly. Ed Harris plays a man who has been going to this park for over 30 years, I believe. Spoiler alerts. I believe he says 30 years. But he is now so bored with it, or wants to figure out more about it, that he is just this twisted, evil son of a bitch who kills and rapes and scalps and just fucks shit up. Yep. And seeing him this evil is quite strange, because Snowpiercer, he was the bad guy, but he wasn't evil.
Ed Harris as a villain is probably
he was great
just
as
good as Tom Cruise as a villain in Collateral. To this day, I can't forget about Tom Cruise
that's true.
Collateral, though. The man shot people. The man shot people in front of me. I couldn't believe it. But Mission Impossible. But anyways, nonetheless, Ed Harris being the villain is probably the best cast outside of
Anthony
Hopkins. And I can't. Part of the reason why I wanted to watch the show, or more of the reason why I wanted to watch the show, was actually Anthony Hopkins in the trailer, because there's something that Evan Rachel Wood said in the trailer for the entire season, which is, "Are we friends?" And he goes "No, Dolores, we are not. We are not friends." And I was like, "Oh, this is about to go down."
It's about to get nuts.
And the first episode was just, it was just intriguing. It was just introductory. It was just real introduction.
It was showing how it is run, who is behind the scenes, who has created it, who does updates. And the update that they've done on, I believe, 20% of the hosts.
I think it was 10.
10%. So 200 of them or whatever. They are having glitches and experiences, and they're trying to figure out what's going on, and shutting them down, and interviewing the hosts, and figuring out how they feel, and seeing if they're becoming more human than they think.
Yep.
And some of the people behind the scenes are hold off on this shit. We don't want them human.
Yeah.
And then you have Anthony Hopkins and Jeffrey Wright.
Yep.
Yeah, and you you feel like they might be trying to make it so they are as human as physically possible.
I think Jeffrey and Anthony Hopkins' characters are like, they just want to.
I think they're like
push the boundaries.
I feel like they're evil. I feel like they're evil in the way
they don't
of.
give a fuck.
They're like, I want these to run the world.
That scene
when
with
I'm
Anthony
gone.
Hopkins
when
and
he's
the cowboy, was just he was just
talking to him.
Yeah, it was more like a taunt though. Like if he, like, it was just like, you know, that was to show you where Anthony Hopkins was in the beginning of the Westworld resort, and then showing you where Evan Rachel Wood is now, where she's pretty much lifelike.
And it was crazy. The father,
Mm-hmm.
Part where he was naked in the chair.
The scariest part was that when he sees the picture, and it was a picture. Now keep in mind, the resort is a Wild West scene, so
and all the hosts believe that they are, you know, ex-sheriff, or because he was an ex-sheriff.
Yeah,
10 years ago, and then they programmed him to be just like a retired guy.
Yep, and so like. There's a picture that Evan Rachel Wood's father saw, which was a picture of a lady that was in New York City.
And it was a picture that I guess someone who went there dropped, and they just never found it. Yeah. And so he picked it up and then just stared at it the whole night.
Because of the update making it more lifelike, I think it somehow triggered his father, the father, to like
having a fucking stroke or seizure or some shit.
And the sheriff in the show was also one that was affected by the update, and he was having a fucking stroke. I was like, oh my god. I actually think it was live life, so I don't even think that was acting. The man actually had a stroke. And George Clooney on the scene.
But you know, they interview the host, and they revert back to his old programming and then to the new programming, and the way the guy
the way Anthony Hopkins,
not even Anthony, the guy who's being interviewed, the dad, how he gets so evil and like. God damn.
I
thought he was gonna kill him. I was like, is he gonna kill him this episode? That sucks.
At the end of that episode, when they're talking, right, and the father's talking to Anthony Hopkins. Yeah. Here's the thing: where Anthony Hopkins talks to this guy is like in their own like secured base of where they run the resort.
Is it be underneath or is it somewhere else?
It has to be. I want to say remotely somewhere else, because here's my thing. My question is Is it the same body, same android that's in the resort brought to the security, or is it actually like a doppelganger?
No, it's. I believe they
take him.
Yeah, because remember they carried him.
Oh, you're right. So the thing that got me about
because the lesbian one who makes out with the horror robot. I was like, that's weird.
Was pretty I never know why they do that shit too. I'm like, okay.
I was like, I guess I'd try it. Fuck it.
Just live in the resort. That's all I'm saying. You're working at the place. Should get some employee discounts.
She got a little lip action.
She got to get an EPP discount. She absolutely got to get an EPP on that brothel, dog. And if I work there for 12 hours a day, you're damn right to get a free beat right there. Hell yeah.
But yeah, so basically.
No, yeah. What I was going to say, I was Anthony Hopkins talking to the guy, the father, and him having that that scene. It's a character that I thought at first that was saying his evil speech to Anthony Hopkins, you're gonna pay for what you've done, because Anthony Hopkins is the creator. Yeah. And then I was curious, did Ed Harris play with this guy before? Did he fuck with this guy before? Because I thought Ed Harris is the main villain. Yeah. But he seems to be the monkey wrench. He seems to be the guy that's gonna fuck something up later.
He's trying to figure out how to get in.
Yeah, or be a part of it.
Yeah.
Now the thing that got me is the fact that with the speech that the father was giving to Anthony Hopkins, if Ed Harris is not the guy who affected the father, where's that speech coming from? How where exactly? Where is that speech coming? Who's actually? Is it actually just him himself, or is it actually another character we haven't seen before?
There's so many questions.
No. First episode is delightful. And
remember, they program all of the hosts. Mm-hmm. Spoilers. I believe I've already said this. But at the end, or at the beginning, they say the hosts can't hurt humans or any living creature.
And how is that even possible?
And then you see how the fly is on her eye. Yeah. And then on James Marsden's face. And they can't hit it.
Yeah. At the end, they're not effective.
She kills it.
Yeah.
Which means that they're evolving into something that can harm humans. Mm-hmm. I believe the next episode, my guess is a human's gonna get killed.
Oh, dog. Yes.
I think they're gonna just get straight up stomped.
The Fly showed me not only they're moving on, but did you notice how everybody that had the update, like, you remember how they were pulling away the hosts that had the update, and they were kind of trying to purge them and their memories and trying to revert them back. Evan Rachel Wood was one of those people that had the update, right?
Yeah, it was her, James Marsden, the father.
But they never said that, though. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, no, they never did. So but they said, well, they didn't.
They didn't
have to.
Well, this is what I'm thinking. I don't think they actually knew they had the whether they did have the update or not. I'm not too sure if they even had the update. I think they're just evolving, just naturally, like from. And the reason why I
need to watch it again.
Yeah. It's a movie length. Yeah. But yeah, like, by the way, a lot of nudity.
There's a lot of tits.
Much appreciated, though.
But again, at the end, they send the dad naked into that room with all of the other androids that are naked.
Well, he was having
But he was having malfunction.
He was having a malfunction.
Does that mean that all of those androids that are in that room standing have malfunctions?
Oh yeah.
So they don't get rid of them? They just leave them in there? I feel like there's going to be something...
I think that's a Jeffrey Wright, Anthony Hopkins special episode, dog.
Yeah, I feel like that's the end episode of the season where they break out and start murdering people.
That's where Anthony Hopkins was having that taunt, like, kind of thing with the cowboy where he was talking, where he was just kind of living in his glory days of, like, building the first couple hosts or androids there. But the show...
I feel like Jeffrey Wright has something going on, because he's fascinated by...
Anthony Hopkins' power.
Well, he's so impressed by it, but he also loves seeing... them becoming more human. Even the touch with the horse. He was he was like, oh my god, like that's not in part of what the fuck is that? And then like he told Anthony Hopkins that it's part of your program that's making these things come alive and like changing. And he's just like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. Ha 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 ha! I'm evil. And like I'm bored.
He even gets so excited to the point where he sees like his boss ladies, like I forgot who she is.
Oh, she's a cunt.
But the but the boss lady's like I want to say her motions, her actual how her face moves when she gets angry.
Oh, he's like when you get mad, your eyebrow.
Yeah.
And he goes, I would love to like
study
video.
You.
No, he said I wanted to record it.
Yeah.
And she's like, no. And he's like, you did it again.
Yeah. It's a good show. I like it. But not the only show that has been knocking me and that has been out this past month, actually.
What else have you been watching?
Alright, dog. Alright.
If it's Flash or Green Arrow, I'm going to be very
upset. So I honestly tell you. So I finished Luke Cage. Luke Cage.
Was it good?
There's a lot of black people in that show. And I like that. Yeah, Black Power. Well, that's not really the reason. The actual show is really good. It's well written.
It is weird though that I've always Luke Cage. Luke Cage sounds like Luke Haynes. It's wonderful. We're brothers.
In an alternative world, yeah.
We're brothers. I'm actually a black man who can take
that
hits,
awesome.
hit after hit after hit. Actually, he is the perfect character or actor for that role.
Everybody thinks so too.
Yeah.
I like it.
I hate Jessica Jones, but I liked his parts in that show.
Oh, his part of that show was fucking Jessica Jones.
Not like when he gets hit with the the first fight he's in. I was like, God damn.
No, but the biggest thing I think about that show that really got me with the Luke Cage show, not the Jessica Jones show, but the Luke Cage is I noticed something about all of the Marvel shows that I think, and this is just me, I think they are the same story in some fashion, some way. Because there's a lot of the same players.
I need to watch it.
Or there's like a superpowered character with like a nemesis to it, politics behind it, corruption.
Jessica Jones is terrible.
Now, why do you think so?
It was boring. It didn't make me want to watch the next episode. like Daredevil, the first episode, I was in. I was like, yep, day one, love it. Good to go.
Season 2 did the same thing for you?
Yeah, I love Season 2. Season 2 was fucking phenomenal.
Probably better than the first one, actually.
Jessica Jones, terrible. Also, it might be because I don't like the actress because she was so good as a cunt on Breaking Bad.
Oh, was it Breaking Bad?
She was fucking heroin junkie bitch, and she was such an asshole. And yet, I'm not gonna say anything about Breaking Bad because it's a great show, but watch it. But I guess seeing her, I was just like, oh god. Why is she Jessica Jones? But that just means she was really good at Breaking Bad, so bravo. Yeah. But I didn't like the character.
Yeah.
They didn't show her powers. Like she could like throw someone like maybe.
Whenever
like,
she
10
needed to
feet.
jump or fly, it was it was cut down by budget. Like
Fucking sucked.
Now
That was like the worst. That was the biggest flop of a Marvel show, I think, in my opinion.
But here's my thing, though: Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage. In the show,
The next one, though, I'm excited for.
Oh, Iron Fist, Danny Rand.
I'm excited for that. No, the Defenders.
All of them together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Well, because they said Daredevil won't be back until next year because of that show, which I'm fine with.
I'm probably fine. You could do a season.
Exactly.
Miniseries, really.
Charlie Cox, I love you.
But Rosario Dawson.
Amazing man.
Rosario Dawson. Every time.
Gorgeous.
I was gonna say the shows. I keep watching these shows, Daredevil and all that stuff, but then I think to myself, how the fuck is Iron Man and like Thor and Hulk really in this world? Like I can't really, because of the lens that they take, because it feels like the Wire, but with superheroes. It just seems
the Marvel Netflix shows seem like dark DC movies.
No, they remind me of the Wire.
Marvels.
They remind me like an attempt to be like an HBO show.
They seem so much darker than what like the Avengers is. You know what I mean? Like the Avengers is like ha ha ha, let's laugh.
I don't even believe. Like I'll tell you something. In Luke Cage, they reference Hammer Tech, which is in Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? That really exists?
Well, I mean, like in Jessica Jones, they mention
Thor and everybody. Like, yeah.
I know they say the Hulk, and I was like, wait a minute, what?
They even mentioned the Hulk too. I think it was like
Hulk would smash anybody.
Luke Cage actually mentions the Hulk. I was just watching that episode where he's like, "Yeah, so are you one of those freaks like the Green Dude and his friends?" And I'm just thinking to myself,
Luke Cage would lose.
No, there's no question.
Vicious.
There's no question.
No
question.
It's
Unbreakable Spin, but it ain't Unbreakable Bones.
Puny God. Luke Cage is awesome.
I can imagine seeing that scene where he does that with Loki, where he just like does that to Luke Cage.
Boom, boom, boom.
Your favorite scene?
Puny God.
Of all cinema. But yeah, I can't.
Incredible scene. Can we talk about that? It was so good.
No, the best scene of all of it.
I literally stood up in my seat and cheered. I was like you when we saw
when Superman died.
Batman versus Superman. When he was like, "You're not even a man,"
and
you're like, "Ow!" And I was just like, "Oh, there's Tesfaye."
I didn't care how bad that movie was gonna be.
No,
did not care.
No.
Hashtag 2 funerals. So thank you. Clark and Superman die. You think you're gonna beat my boy Bruce?
Right.
Hashtag Gotham City. But yeah, anyways, I was watching Luke Cage. It's a good show. I think it's probably second best compared to Daredevil. Probably the best because the first half of that season was okay.
Is there action or is it just talking?
Oh yeah, there's a ton of action.
Okay, cool.
There's a ton of action.
Because Daredevil was like always like high on the action. I was like, okay, I'm entertained.
He's a more aerobatic kind of guy too. Like he
does those flips and shit.
Yeah, which all right.
Amazing.
The last episode when he does that thing with his bowl, miraculous stuff. Miraculous. Jeff Lowe, I know you say that for last. That was a magician at his finest. Yes. But like Luke Cage on the last half of Luke Cage, the true villain that appears in the actual show, phenomenal villain, phenomenal actor.
Who's the villain?
Spoiler alert. Oh, that'd be amazing. Mystic Arts versus
Cumberbatch comes out and be like, what the fuck?
Mystic Art man, Doctor Strange coming down to Harlem. A doctor going to Harlem. No, I'm good. Nah. But nonetheless, though, like just the fact that I forgot the fuck what I was gonna say now, dude. But like it was
the villain.
The villain, Diamondback, which is actually, spoiler alert, has
Diamond Dallas Page? DDT?
Diamondback being actually the half-brother of Luke Cage.
Oh,
yeah,
spoiler.
So truly like a true nemesis relationship. I enjoyed it, but the first half, which is like, I guess the sub-villain, or like it was not necessarily...
How many episodes? 12?
13.
Oh, that's not bad.
It was not bad. But yeah, it was a good show, and then there's a bunch of other shows that came out, I think, but the show that really captivated me in Netflix, that I binge-watched twice, I know you're going to hate me, because it does hurt. It's going to hurt you more than it's going to hurt me. Of course it is. Which is dog, I cannot... Let me just actually state this.
Just say it.
Let me just say this. Let me give you some premise.
You fucking...
Let me just, I usually watch my shows with female leads, usually, that I would just yes. Yes. Penny Dreadful, Evergreen. Shameless, and You're Awesome.
Is Penny Dreadful good? I tried
getting
into it.
It is. And if you like the horror shit, yeah, I like it.
Well, Josh Hartnett's on it. He's badass.
He's actually the best part.
I need to start watching it after what I'm watching now.
It's on Netflix, baby. 3 seasons.
I know.
It's all ready for you.
All right. What show?
But Supergirl, dog. I
Really?
can't not stop watching the show.
I guess I just can't watch it because like I saw that they brought Superman and it wasn't.
Oh, did you see the actual image of the new guy?
Yeah, I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
Bro, so like
he has a beard. What is this?
Bro, this guy.
Is he good? Is he?
Well, he's not in the show. He's not in the show yet. It's in season 2, which is next week.
They needed to bring in what's his face.
Henry Cavill.
He is Superman.
Yes.
Henry Cavill is. That man shirtless in the first 5 minutes of fucking Man of Steel? But you knew it was Superman.
You dug that.
I remember watching it, like we all were there watching, and I just go, "That's Superman." Like, you see that shit? I want to get to that. Dude was buff as hell.
No, but the thing was the show. Here's the thing. I don't know why the show. I mean, why should I know why? The show captivates me because it captures like that inspirational type of thing where you're good and all and justice and all that way and like.
But Supergirl's good.
Supergirl's good. I like it. It's over the top acting.
It's on CW, right?
No, it is. Yeah, it was CBS. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was
CBS.
Well, they kicked it out, I think.
Of course.
But the Superman that's coming on that show, by the way, me and Brian were having an hour-long discussion about this, and the guy first of all, the show is budgeted. Like you can see the seams off the woman's like suit, Supergirl, like the red seams that are.
They got it down to the Halloween costume shop.
Dog, it's pretty much literally KB Toys came back to life. They just paid $5.99.
Wonderful place.
Dog, KB Toys,
so
fantastic, dog. Better than Toys R Us, even to this day.
Yeah.
And it's even out of business. the big thing that got me is the Superman suit. Just the Superman doesn't even look that Man of Steel like. It doesn't even look like Henry Cavill.
No.
And his suit, he has a belt. He has a red belt, but no blue no red actually kind of like underwear kind of seams right there like Superman would have. You know, it's blue, red, and then blue. Yeah. He doesn't have that red in where his waist is.
Interesting.
Probably better design choice. But it's not that upsets me. The man is skinny.
Yeah.
The man, it looks like
Superman
he runs.
Not skinny.
Huh?
Superman's not skinny.
I don't even know what he lifts. The guy.
Buff.
I don't even want to deal with the dog. But yeah.
But the show's good. So far.
I enjoy it.
I've been watching. Well, I just binge watched the first season of Peaky Blinders.
Enjoyable?
Fucking incredible show.
Cillian Murphy? Scarecrow.
He is fuck Scarecrow. This dude. He's taken this character.
Boardwalk Empire Part 3.
That's perfect. It's such a good show, and I'm about to start season 2, and Tom Hardy's in season 2, so I can't. I'm just.
Your boy Max.
Love that motherfucker. And they just announced Mad Max Wasteland, I believe.
That's the new one. Sequel. Charlize Theron.
No, I don't think she is. I think it's gonna be based on him now.
Thank God.
I mean, I have no issues.
Fury Road was fantastic.
Fury Road. We all know how much I love that movie.
Fury Road was an exceptional.
Top 2 of all time.
To this day,
that might be my favorite movie of all time.
Let's remind people that actually was not CGI.
No,
that was actually
all
real.
Those fight scenes
all
were
those
real.
Truck fight scenes,
choreographed.
Was it? It just seemed like it was naturally perfect.
It was so good.
Well, yeah,
fucking perfect.
It was like watching a flower blossom, dog. It was fantastic.
Yes.
But yeah, you ever watched Peaky Blinders?
Peaky Blinders.
All that stuff. And the only thing I have to say, last about the TV shows that I was watching this month too, is the fact if you haven't watched Westworld, actually if you haven't watched Westworld yet, please
watch it.
$14.99 HBO now. And that's all I got to say.
Yeah, I'd also say I don't know.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
And that's that.